Hey man, so I'm doing this video to talk about why time is an illusion. Now, I'm gonna just say this, man. Started off by saying that if you realize you have deja vu in your lifetime right now, then that means you have a feeling of being here before. A lot of people interpret it through their dreams, or they remember that they, think that it was in a dream that they had this happen to you. But I'm gonna just say this, man. It could be a dream, or it could be that you've lived several lifetimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen people talk about, stories of deja vu in which they were in class and then like they remember a certain part of class. Like you've been there before, like the exact movements, you knew what was gonna happen next. And that happens because humans have specific traits, bro. Humans all, like I said, bro, I've said this multiple times in old videos, man. I can go back 2,000 years and probably be in some ancient civilization, and you will have musicians, like let's say for ancient Kemet or something. You'll have musicians dressed in the finest gold, and he's the pharaoh's favorite musician. He'll be wearing symbols that we know of today as Saturn. You feel me? Crosses and you know the signal of Saturn and all of those things. Baphomet be wearing it all, and he'll be a alright mediocre singer. He alright. You feel me? But he'll be promoted by the pharaoh and the whole government. But yet you'll have some musician in the background who's poor or who just stays in the village somewhere singing his ass off. You feel me? Killing shit. But yet he's not willing to wear the symbols. Or no, he doesn't have an understanding of the symbols of what the pharaoh and his whole people are about. So he's not willing to do that. But also, since I mentioned how people are like humans in society, the behaviors never change, bro. Like, you have your rare, not even rare, but your bizarros. You got your sociopaths. You got your narcissists. You got your psychopaths. You got your straight up mentally insane that belong in the mental house, You have these people. Then you have the sneaky people, the people that'll backstab you. All of the behaviors are the same. You got the jokester, the class clown, you feel me? You got the weed heads, you got the thoughts. It's the same behaviors, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got the super chill person that smokes weed. You got the super educated, enlightened person. You got the entertainer, not just class clown because it's subdivisions in class clown. It's subdivision. All of those fall under entertainment. You feel me? But, you just realize the behaviors of people. I'm 23 years old, man. And that's another thing, too, since I'm mentioning it. When you put a limit on yourself, like I just said, I'm 23 years old. A majority of the people on this earth, they label things like, oh, I'm 23, oh, I'm 20. You put an age limit on yourself. You know that you're getting old in your subconscious mind when you give yourself a number. It's signifying that you're getting older. But let's just say you don't think of an age at all. Let's say you stop celebrating birthdays. Let's say you stop counting days. Then your mind won't be able to tell you when it's time, when it's time to get older. Your mind won't relate to it. So you'll stay younger, you feel me? Of course you'll eventually die. We all eventually die. But we're immortal at the same time. So that's why they say time is an illusion, because you're immortal right now. Your soul is immortal. They know that. But time is something to hold you down in here. You celebrate everything. It's a countdown at the end of the year for a new year. But you're still living. Ain't nothing new. You still living. So, it's all type of other things as well. But really, I'm putting emphasis on, the characteristics of people, because that's where deja vu comes from. Because who's to say that you haven't lived 40, 50 different lifetimes? Constantly reincarnating on this earth. And constantly running into people who have similar characteristics in similar moments. You would have to go to school, some form of education, Hey, even in times of a village, you feel me? You got all the kids in a tent somewhere, you feel me? Like a daycare in like an Indian or, a indigenous reservation. Not reservation, but indigenous land. Let's just say 2,000 years back, or not even. That's way too long. Yeah, let's say let's say 700 years back, and y'all all in the tent. You'll have the same moment that you'll have in class, like a class clown. You feel me? A little kid that's a class clown. Deja vu moment there. Come to your life now. Deja vu moment. Exact same thing. Same characteristics. Life repeats itself, bro. Life constantly repeats itself. For those that reincarnate back onto this earth, if y'all don't do no research on that, that's on y'all. But just realize that time is an illusion because it's really to control you, you know? It's to control you, it's to put a limit on you. But here's another thing I'm going to mention. If you notice, people that always stress because of time, they begin to age faster. They begin to look older. Look at this. If you always press for quote unquote time, then your body will speed up to believe that you are stressed or pressed for time. You know? So when you see people that's always like, oh, I don't have time for this. Oh, I'm tired of this. I don't got time for this. You feel me? Oh, I'm running out of time. Oh, I need to do this. I'm running out of time. That was the people that end up stressed. They put so much emphasis on time and them not having enough of it that their body will react to them not having enough of it. It's just how it is. Your mind will create that for you. But this is something else I'm going to mention before I go. If you notice in America right now, it's already November. It's about to be a year since Donald Trump has been president. Not officially, you know what I'm saying, but November 26th. So people are already like, damn, it's already about to be a year, Donald Trump. Do you know why? I'm going to tell y'all. You might not think about this. The people that have been spending their time trolling Donald Trump, they're actually having fun. Believe it or not, they're actually having fun. You know why? Because they got somebody to make jokes on. They have somebody they can make fun of. They couldn't do that with Obama. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the Twitter and the Twitter, you feel me? Because that's where Donald Trump is mainly at, you know? That's where they can get at him. So they spend a majority of their time responding to Donald Trump on Twitter or creating articles. What you doing for Puerto Rico? What you doing for Hurricane Harvey? What you doing for... all that shit. They're having so much fun trolling him. You're incompetent. You're sexist. You're misogyny. You know what I'm saying? They spend their whole time attacking him. And now they don't even know why the year went by so fast. Because they having fun doing that. Because if they really cared, if they really gave a fuck about him being president, they would do something about his behavior. They would go outside the White House and stand. You know what I'm saying? And really do some type of protest or some rebellion against it. The shit they doing, they don't give a fuck about that shit. What, that shit lasted like a month or two? Motherfuckers went right back to doing what they doing. They don't care, bro. They having too much fun trolling him. He's an orange. All that shit, you feel me? And guess what? Donald Trump is having fun too. He trolling just like y'all. Time for them is speeding up. They're having fun. They don't know it. Quote unquote time, you feel me? That's why the year went fast, because quote unquote time flies by when you're having fun. Or really just you're enjoying yourself. Dopamine hits you. They get that feeling, you feel me? They talk about dopamine and how when you get likes, it gives you this feeling of just joy. You know what I'm saying? It's like a drug. So when they troll, which is what they're doing to the president, I don't give a fuck about Donald Trump. You know, he's a puppet. All of that. But I'm just saying that the people that are trolling him, they don't realize that they're part of the problem or the reason why quote unquote time in their mind has gone by fast, because they spend a majority of their quote unquote time worrying about him. Just something to think about, bro. But yeah, with that being said, man, I'm going like, it don't matter. Peace.
We're all ears.
Well, what I'm trying to say is that, you know, back in 1982, when I was speculating about the year 1999, I was learning about how time is just a trick. So I try not to spend too much time reminiscing, and I'm looking forward more than anything to once a person gets a firm grip of life and death, then they fully understand both. For example, you had how many birthdays?
Me? What do you think?
Well, I know that you had one birthday.
Yeah.
You were born
Yeah.
on a certain day.
Absolutely.
You had no more birthdays after that. So I don't celebrate birthdays, so that stops me from counting days, which stops me from counting time, which allows me to still look the same as I did 10 years ago, just like that lady said.